Good afternoon, I'm Dwayne Carpenter, Sports Information Director here at West Virginia Wesleyan College, and joining me for the men's and women's cross-country Coaches Corner is head coach Jesse Skiles. Jesse, thanks for being here this afternoon.
I appreciate it, Dwayne.
Your team is coming off their final performance of the year in the Atlantic region at Mansfield, PA, and kind of a disappointing effort, maybe a little bit from the Bobcats. The men finished 11th, the women finished 15th. Real quickly, Nate Edwards was the top Bobcat finisher. He placed 27th. And for the women, Caitlin Hunt was the top lady Bobcat finisher. She was 53rd among 152 runners with a time of 22 minutes and 33 seconds. You want to recap how things went up there in Mansfield for your teams?
Well, it was not the finishes that we had hoped for, but the league as a whole struggled there, which tells me that, I think that course had really taken a toll on them. I think it came back to roost a little bit. And, but our men finished ahead of the conference schools, and, we go back 2 weeks and we're fourth in the rankings,
right.
and going into that conference meet with, with not much in the way of expectations. But if you just factor in the conference kids in this race, it's Edwards, and then Camasso from Seton Hill, and then Barry Franklin and Caleb Withers. We'd have been 1, 3, 4.
Yeah.
So, if you look at that, then we ran a lot better than we did 2 weeks ago. But, it was not what we had hoped. The turnover with the flat course, and it was pancake flat. I mean, I don't know where they found a flat piece of land that flat in Mansfield, PA, but it was a quick race, and Caitlin Hunt ran a heck of a race. I mean, she stepped it up and ran #1 for us, and she was 6th among conference kids, and she was 17th the previous week at the, at the conference meet. So I think we got a lot to hang our hat on for track season, and I'm ready to move on.
Okay, like you said, point a positive out of the meet. The men were first among all WVIC schools. The women were second, just a few points behind Wheeling Jesuit. So, a strong showing in that regard. And the PSAC is a good cross-country conference.
It's a big time. It's a big time cross-country conference. I think you'll see that here at National with how Shippensburg and Edinboro and those schools, how they perform out there. It's on a nationwide scale, the depth of those Division II schools there, it's some tough runners, and I was just comparing times last night. They'd Shippensburg in those times, they'd have been right up there, in the upper half of the Big East if they were in that. So there's a lot that goes into that length of the season and trying to get everything nailed the right way, and with the variety of the courses we hit this year. It was a lot to ask of such a young team, but I'm proud of the efforts. We got a couple championships out of it a couple weeks ago, and like I said, I'm prepared to move on, and I will always have fond memories of the fall of 2009.
I was going to say your cross-country teams gave Bobcat Nation a lot of enjoyment this year over Glenville State winning the 2 WVIC titles. Like I said, that's a moment I'll never forget personally. I know you guys provided a lot of thrills for Wesleyan, and you do have a young team. So expect more great things next year from the cross-country team. So
I am very energized for the winter training and what these kids can hopefully do on the track and then down the road in their careers. And I'm feel very energized on the recruiting end. I'm just we're in a dead period now. I'm ready to get on the phone. I want to get back where we can get some kids in here and keep this thing rolling a little bit.
So we'll shift gears just a little bit. Now, next for you is you're going to be moving into your indoor track and field season. I know some of your cross-country kids will be a part of that. Could you talk just a little bit about your indoor season coming up here?
Well, we're running a little bit of an abbreviated schedule this year. We're just going to hit Marietta a couple times at Kent. I think we're going up to WVU for the early one. Basically, we're just trying to shoot for some PRs. There's a couple kids that are shooting for some records that are on the board here. But mainly the winter is more about training. When you have a school that does not have an indoor facility, like every school in our conference does not, you have to plan the training accordingly. And so it's more about the mileage and just getting fit in the winter and just learning how to run when it's 0 degrees.
Right.
If you got an 80 or 90 mile week, and it's 0, you're still doing it, and that's a big adjustment for a lot of young athletes who, you know, have not trained at that level through the winter. But there's, you know, we're asking a lot. It's a young team. Hopefully, you know, it's like 70 out there today. It's November 9th. Maybe we'll get one of these days in December and January too.
Okay. Well, Jesse, congratulations on bringing back 2 cross-country championships. Congratulations to your 2 teams. It was a thrilling season, a thrilling way to finish it there at the conference meet. So, Jesse, we'll hook up with you in about a month and find out how your indoor track and field season going. Until then, thanks for being here.
Hey, thanks so much, Dwayne. Thank you, guys.
All right, that'll do it. And until we see Jesse again for the indoor track and field season, Jesse Skiles, Dwayne Carpenter. See you soon.